Well, folks, you know what time it is. It's Friday, so it's time to look at another Payday 3 dev blog, and we are up to number 28, talking about Fear and Greed, the final DLC chapter for Year 1 of Payday 3 that drops on September 16th. As the name might suggest in the image I've got, I've been given this early again by Starbreeze, so thank you very much to them for that. So in this video, we're going to dive through that dev blog, talk about all the content that they're teasing for the Fear and Greed update, as well as briefly mention the stocked and loaded event, which I haven't talked about just yet because I recently put out a video instead on the Game Pass situation of Payday 3. So we've got a few bits to cover in today's video, and as always, if you are new to the channel or you keep coming back and you haven't yet pressed that subscribe button, please do consider clicking it. I would greatly appreciate it. We are fast approaching 40,000 subscribers and I'd like to hit it as soon as we can. Thank you to everyone who's clicking subscribe, it really means a lot. So let's get into it. We got a Fear and Greed insight to take a look at. First off, let's look at the heist itself, which they've labelled as Stonks Market. Fear and Greed has you set your sights on Wall Street to tank all the stocks that Concord, who is the current antagonist of Payday's campaign, that he has even the slightest involvement in, and cripple his operation indefinitely. So with both stealth and loud options available, you'll decide how to approach the heist. For stealth, you'll be able to grab a favour that will get you into the exchange floor unmasked. Otherwise, your ingress point will be to zipline down the elevator shaft from the roof. So it sounds like you might start the heist on the roof if you're loud. But it sounds like you need to actually have a favour to get in unmasked for stealth, which is interesting. Be intrigued to see how that plays in gameplay. First, you need to breach one of the broker companies and hijack computers to get access to their system, steal a USB credential key, and then load it into one of the booths to get access to a control panel inside the exchange room. You sneaky folks will gain access to the night-night gas to get around the civilian problem. Now, that sounds very good. I like the idea of using the tear gas. That feels a bit Golden Ring Casino, so that's cool. I just hope that favour isn't the only way you can do it in stealth. I highly doubt it, but the wording there makes me slightly concerned. Just confirm this via Starbreeze after I finish the recording. You can play this heist in stealth without the favour. Wording was a bit confusing, but the way it works is you can only start unmasked with the favour. If you're playing base stealth without the favour, you start masked up on the roof like you would if you were playing loud, so it kind of lets you decide whether you go stealth or loud from that point. But if you want a specific special stealth entry, that's via the favour, which, sure, it's a different way of handling it. I wonder how it'll be in execution. I think it's going to be even more of a signal that we need the ability to buy heist-specific favours because it's getting a bit more challenging to get hold of them. You have to play certain heists to get certain ones. You can only really get Big Apple favours for playing Big Apple heists and so on and so forth. So unless you know Life Boys in Blue for like 10, 20 goes, you've got no real guarantee you're going to get the favour that you want. So that is awkward. But in concept, I do like the idea. So just make it easy to get the favours and I'd be quite happy. That's just my personal take. But there you go. So you can play this in stealth whether you have the favour or not. Confirmed. There are going to be other images in this carousel, which I can't see because this is a screenshot image. So head to the dev blog. I'll link it in the description as always if you want to go through and see the images yourself. From there, you start shorting the Nemesis's stock and then make Concord's money go bye-bye, shut down the market with a stashed EMP device, and your egress point will depend on your volume of play, but the loud option means making a whole new escape route. Sounds good. While the stealth starting condition can be purchased through a favour, there will be other favours available to make your time on Wall Street more like a saunter through Easy Street. We'll leave the element of mystery as to bonus objectives and the minutiae of play for when you get your hands on the heist. Intriguing. But moving on from the heist, as per usual with these DLC chapters, we have Tailor packs and weapon packs, and now we've got to look first off at the Tailor pack for Fear and Greed. As with previous DLC releases, we've got themed packs. Bling out with the Tailor pack that gives you a range of outfits and masks themed around the different broker personalities. The bull, the wolf, the bear, and the rabbit. So you can see different themed animal masks, which kind of gives me Hotline Miami vibes, you know, not to mention the jacket of it all, because everyone seems to want jacket back, fair enough. But the suits in particular, once again, some real standout ones. I'm just a big sucker for suits. I like as many suit options as I can get. Whatever that's called is a very cool one. Love the casual shirt vibe there. Also, that one's pretty cool too. Not as major on this one, but I mean, I'm never going to like every single outfit. That is never not how it normally happens. So, you know, either way, overall, they look really good. I'm in. I'm very much in. But here we go. Now it's time for the weapon pack. And for once, folks, how's this for a character arc? I know what two of these guns are from just looking at the image without having to resort to the comment section. Truly, truly shocking times that we live in here on YouTube.com. But if the Bang Bang is more your style, you can look forward to 3 new weapons coming to Payday 3. And they are the TAS-12 shotgun, which, as you can probably tell, is based on the Spaz-12 shotgun. You've got the Jackknife SE5, which is a secondary pistol here. I don't know what that one is. So again, comment section. Go crazy. But the last one, the Garstini Viper .50AE, has got to be this Desert Eagle chilling here. So I'm very happy to see the Deagle in there. Deagles and Colt Python revolvers are like my 2 favourite weapons in shooters. I just love the powerhouse nature to them. So having both of them come through Year 1 DLC is really cool. I'm glad to see they've been added in the first year of content. can't complain there. And that's Fear and Greed, the paid portion of the anniversary update that will drop on Monday, 16th of September. But of course, they'll also have a slew of free content, such as the highly anticipated minigun and other cool additions they'll show in more detail in Dev Update 8, which is set to drop at the end of next week. So that suggests that next week's dev blog will just be a hyperlink to the dev update, much like it was for Dev Update 7. So stay tuned next Friday, we'll get even more information on the update. Exciting times. They've also been cooking a couple of things for later in the year they're excited to get feedback on, but these will come after Fear and Greed and the anniversary update this month, so stay tuned for more. Well, that makes sense on a calendar perspective, because the next dev blog is the 13th of September, that'll be Dev Update 8. The next dev blog after that will be the 20th September, and that's after Fear and Greed's come out. So in 2 weeks' time, we should hopefully get an insight into more stuff coming after the update. Maybe it'll be an insight into the second half of the anniversary update. Who knows? I guess we'll see. But as I mentioned earlier, they've given a little bit of a teaser for Fear and Greed. We broke that down on the channel earlier this week. But the other thing is this little ARG mini game where you can work with stocks, and it's called Stocked and Loaded. There was a website and a trailer that came up for this when it launched, but you can go onto the website here and have a little bit of a look. Now, I'll be honest, trading in stocks is not something I'm familiar with or have any kind of expertise in, so I haven't got a clue on how this works, and I wouldn't even pertain to pretend that I know how this all works, because the only experience with stocks I have is very brief GTA 5, and that was using YouTube tutorials, so not the most informed stock trader here. However, I'll link this activity in the description. You log in with your Nebula account, and then that's how these names are coming up here, most of which have been starred. You can see me in 3,000th place because I've just logged in, but you use the $10,000 that you're given at the start to invest in stocks. It's all fake, you can't add real money in it or anything like that, but it's a bit of a fun mini game leading up to Fear and Greed, and if you are one of the top 10 traders at the end of the event, you'll get a custom limited edition Fear and Greed themed wolf poster. Doesn't say it here, but I could have swore that it said it was signed, so don't quote me on that, but either way, still a cool prize. But also, if you're in the top 100, you'll get some C-stacks, so that's cool. Winners will be calculated by the total value of your account, so the balance and also potential earnings, and the event will use your Nebula ID, so please make sure your Nebula ID doesn't have something rude. So you could go in here and then basically pick a company to invest stocks in. I don't know how this works. I don't know who you would invest in. Shall I just pick one and then have everyone mock me for making the complete wrong decision? Let's do that for a bit of a laugh here. I'll move my camera to this side. So we've got all these different companies. You can invest. Things won't change until the stock market's open, which is at the time recording in 15 minutes, but I can buy stocks if I want. So who should we go for? Let's go for someone that's slowly increasing and maybe it'll give it a boost. Is that a good idea? I don't know. Let's just go Gensec. Let's see what Gensec do. So how do? I buy stocks. Let's have a look at this real quick. Buy stocks, and then I choose how many? Oh, and then it's based on the price that... okay. Let's put $1,000 worth in. 20 stocks, and let's see what happens. I'll let you know in the comments section what happens later down the line. We will see. That will be very interesting. But either way, there you go. That's a little bit of a showcase of that. So that's everything you need to know right now about the Fear and Greed DLC pack and the Stocked and Loaded event. As always, I'll link everything in the description so you can go and check this stuff out for yourself. I will be back next week with whatever news we get. I expect maybe we won't hear more before the next dev update. If we do, I'll do a news video. If not, then, well, I'll see you next Friday. We'll see what happens. But yeah, there you go. That's everything in this video. So if you enjoyed it, as always, please do give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And as I said earlier, if you want to support the channel, the best way is to click that subscribe button and stay up to date with all future news for Payday 3 on all platforms. So I'll see you all next Friday for the next dev blog / dev update breakdown. Until then, look after yourselves, stay safe, and I hope you have a good weekend. Take care.